What is up, guys? Here with your boy Kagi, back at it again with a new video. And in this video I am going to teach you how to build your own game with AI with no experience. We're going to use this platform called Hytopia.com. This is where you're going to upload your code and you're going to be able to play your game and also put it out there for anybody to play it. This is a free-to-play platform where you can build games, upload your games, and potentially in the future even monetize your games just like you do on Roblox. Now, the difference with this platform and Roblox is that you can actually run your games on browser, and you can do anything from MMORPGs to sports games, to puzzle games, anything you want. Now, before we get started, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys head over to juices.io if you want to stay up to date with everything that has to do with gaming. We also have a secondary YouTube channel right here called the Juices.io with a bunch of games and trailers. We are a growing platform, 5,500 subscribers already. So thank you everybody that has been subscribing to our second YouTube channel. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is download Cursor. This is the AI code editor. This is where you're going to create your game. This is where you're going to code it, and AI is going to help you. As you can see, I have downloaded Cursor right here, and the first thing you want to do before you do anything in Cursor, you're going to go ahead right here to your folders. You're going to create a folder. For this one, I created a folder called game tutorial with nothing inside. Now, the next thing you're going to go is open this folder, go to your folder, boom, 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 game tutorial, select folder, perfect. Now you are almost ready to go. If you do not see the terminal right here, you're gonna go up here to the top right and go to toggle panel, the second panel right here, the one with the bottom gray area. You're gonna go ahead and toggle that panel. Now the next thing you're going to do is go to Hytopia.com, go to start building, go to the documents to see how you can run this SDK inside the Cursor program. The first thing you're going to do is Windows. If you're on Mac, then you would use this here, but we are on Windows, so we're going to copy this right here. We're going to go to Cursor. This is step one, and you're going to paste this. Then you're going to hit the enter button. Very, very simple. You can see right here that we have the path again. Now, the next step, this is step number 2. You're going to go ahead and grab bun install -G Hytopia, copy this, go to Cursor and paste this. Press enter. Once you install that, then the next step, you're going to see the path again right here. Then you're going to skip this, skip navigate, skip create a new project, because we already did that right from the beginning, right? This code right here, you're only going to use it if you're using terminal by itself, but we're actually using Cursor, which is much easier. It's a much easier process. So you're going to skip this and you're going to go right into bun upgrade. You're going to copy this. You're going to go to Cursor. You're going to paste it. Boom. Perfect. Now you got the path again. The next thing is bun x Hytopia init. So you're going to create and initialize your Hytopia project. You're going to go ahead and paste this. Boom, press enter. Now, this one's going to take a little bit to load. You'll see. All right, so this one's going to take a little bit. The Bunks Hytopia in it. Just don't do anything. It's probably going to take like 30 seconds to 1 minute to load all of this right here. Once everything loads, it's going to ask you, would you like to initialize the Hytopia MCP for this project? So just put Y and press enter. Now it's going to ask you which program you're going to be using. Now we already downloaded Cursor. We are already ahead of the curve. So we're going to press 1 right here. We're going to press enter. There you have it. All right. So the next step right here is going to be run your server. So you're going to go ahead and copy this bun watch index, go back to Cursor. You're going to see the path right here again. Once you press yes to this, it says you're all set. Your Hytopia project is ready to use. You're going to control paste this. Bam. There you have it. Server is running on port 8080. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to go to the website where your project is running right now. So you're going to go to hytopia.com/play and this is going to be your map right now. This is going to be your project. Everything you do inside cursor is going to reflect right here. So this is how you start. Obviously there's nothing here, there's no game, there's nothing, there's just a character jumping around. Now let's say you close your program, let's say you close your website and everything, and you're like, okay, how do I rerun this? Well, you're gonna open cursor, you're gonna open your project, and then you don't have to run all of that SDK stuff because you already installed it. So you're going to actually go to the terminal, press up in the keyboard, and you're going to see Bond Watch Index. You can also copy this from the website right here, copy it again and run your project. You press that and voila, you're basically going to get your server running once again. So this is the way to rerun your server. Then you go back over here, you go to Hytopia /play again, and you will get your game up and running again. So if you exited the project or anything like that because maybe you are done with the project for today, then that is how you would respark your project once again. Now, let's say you made some changes into your project. Something you want to do is Control C, and also put the Bond Run Index to basically refresh your server with the new data that you have put into your code. All right, so in this segment, I am going to teach you how to build your map to start then building your game. Now, I do have a video on this specifically, the builder for Hytopia. I'm gonna leave the link down in the description. Also, it should pop up on the top right of this video if you guys wanna learn how to use this builder. So I'm gonna build something simple. I'm gonna build a fishing game. So I'm going to create kind of like a small fishing town quickly where you can buy and sell fish. And that's pretty much going to be the game that I'm going to build. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and build some water first. Go ahead and get this water. Like I said, make sure you guys check out the video if you guys really want to learn how to use this tool. So I'm going to go here, just create some water, and then right here, some water. Boom, perfect. Tool to expand right here. It's going to be the landmass. Maybe put some trees. And bam, perfect. Now we're going to maybe put a wagon here to make it look nice. Let's just delete this right here to make a dock. Boom, grab this. Now we need a house, so we're gonna build with AI right here. Components, say build a small house. Now before we actually put the house, because the house is going to be a little bit big, we're going to actually expand a little bit here. We're going to expand the landmass right here. We're going to go ahead and use this tool and kind of expand here, and then we're going to go ahead and expand over here. All right, so now we have our two houses right here. This is going to be the buy NPC, sell NPC right here. Player's gonna spawn here and fish all the way over here. To make it a little bit more believable, we're gonna go ahead and put a bigger body of mass. Let's see, water mass. Let's see, water. We're gonna expand this right here. Perfect. Now we're gonna save this. And this is before you even start the game, coding the game. This is going to be your place where you're gonna code the game. So you're gonna think about this beforehand. So I'm going to go ahead and export this map, and I'm going to teach you how to import it. All right, perfect. So we have our project here. Of course, I already showed you how to start your project. And obviously the first map is going to be this one, which is the default map. I'm honestly just going to replace this map right now. This is how you do it. You're going to go with your game folder is at boom, boom. This one's game tutorial. And I'm going to go to assets. And I'm going to replace this map with the one that I just downloaded, which is this one. So I'm going to copy this, and I am going to paste this map right here. And it's going to tell me if I could replace it. Yes, I'm going to replace it. Now, I am running the map on cursor, so I probably want to close cursor right now. And I'm going to say try again. Boom, boom, boom. Now I have effectively replaced the map. Now I will open cursor again and run the application again, and let's see where I'm at. Let's see where I'm at. So I'm gonna run bun watch index. So here we go. You wanna run bun watch index to start your server where you're going to see all the changes. Now I'm getting an error right here. So this is good for the tutorial. You're going to see right here that I have an error with the models environment mushroom red single. So basically I have to get this mushroom inside the models environment. So I should have that in the folder that I just downloaded, because it should bring that inside. So I'm gonna go to models environment. I'm gonna grab all of this. I'm gonna copy this, go back to my game assets right here, go to models, and I am going to basically paste it right here to make sure that it loads those items. So that's simple, that's simple. You load it right there, boom. Now we can run it back. Let's go to cursor right here, and we're gonna go Command C, and then bun watch. Let's run it again. It should load the models. We shouldn't have any error. So now I'm getting an error right here with GLTF transform. That's probably not going to happen to everybody. It's probably not going to happen to everybody. But if you do get this error, GLTF transform, what you want to do is actually press Command C or Control C, right? I'm going to actually delete this. I'm going to go ahead and delete this, or just do it again. Control C, and then you're going to put npm I at GLTF transform / core. Boom, boom, boom. I'm actually going to leave it in the link down below so you guys can copy this if you do get this error. So that's going to install this, and we should be fine. We should be fine. Let's go bun watch index. Perfect. Boom. Everything should be fine now. We should have the game running perfectly now. There we go. Now it's running perfect, and I'm going to press OK here. There we go. Perfect spawn. I actually don't need to change the spawn point. So very nice. But if you guys do want to change the spawn point of the character, you actually got to ask the AI to do that for you. The way you would do it is go back to your map builder, make sure you have your map loaded, press this right here, the selection tool, and you can go to the blocks. So right here, you're going to say, okay, I wanted to spawn -2, 0, -7. You can see on the bottom, on the right side right here, you're gonna see the position. So you can tell the AI to spawn your character wherever you want. For example, if I tell it spawn me in 0, 0, -8, I can do that. You can also do a range of where the character should spawn, in what squares it should spawn, and you can use this technique also to create boundaries within the game. If you ever need something to be locked in a certain area, you want to go, for example, I want this to be locked in from -0, from -1 to 0 to -7 to 1 to 0 to -7, and then create a square and tell the AI to do that. So I'm just going to pick one single point for this spawn. So I'm just going to say spawn character entity in -1, 0, -6, right? -1, 0, -6. What's the -6? -6. All right, let's do that. Let's see what the AI does. All right, so the AI is actually going to change my spawn point. There we go. It's thinking, it's changing the spawn point. Actually, I see the spawn point right here, so I'm gonna do it manually. Player entity dot spawn. So I'm going to go ahead and switch this manually. So it was -1, 0, -6. You can also ask the AI, but I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable with actually making edits myself. And you guys should little by little make edits yourself inside the code to get more comfortable. So I'm gonna go Control Save, and so that it refreshes the, okay, so I think I'm spawning under. Means that I have to go up one block actually. Good error to make for the video. So I'm gonna go ahead and just say y-axis, let's spawn on 2. Control save, Control S to save. That's gonna refresh the server right here. Boom, and now I'm on top. So there you guys have it. I spawned exactly where I want it, and that is how you change spawns. And this is gonna come in handy because obviously, depending on the game that you're building, whether it's multiplayer or anything like that, you want to tell the AI, here, spawn these characters here, spawn these NPCs on this position, etc., etc. So now we have our world. Now we have to move on into other things. So I'm going to spawn 2 NPCs. one NPC over here and one NPC over here. We're gonna create a shop right here, right in this position. So we're gonna go to cursor and we're gonna ask the chat, the AI chat, to create an NPC. Let's see, create a chicken entity NPC, position it. To check the position, you can either check it right here in the map builder. If you have your map loaded, you can use this, and I can place the selection tool right here. That would be 23 to -8. So 22 to -8. See, if we place it in the right place. All right, so the chicken is on there. So we have to put it up a little bit in the y-axis. So you would go back to cursor in the y-axis. So we'll go 22, 3, -8, and change position. There we go. Now the chicken is actually sitting above. Perfect. All right, so I was able to create a shop that only opens up when I'm inside this building. I'm gonna show you how I did that. So as you can see, if I'm inside this building, it opens up. If I am outside of this building, it won't open up. So to create the shop, I simply told the AI, create a shop in-game that can be accessed by pressing the letter F, shop with 2 items for sale, the fishing rod and the warm bait. So what I did was tell the AI right here, only allow the shop to be open in this area, 25 to -9, to 21 to -7, to 21 to -11, to 25 to -11. So if you have your map opened up, you can literally you can see preview position. So this is 25 to -7. So you grab every corner, and I told the AI to basically only allow me to open the shop in this square. There are other ways to create kind of like an NPC environment or shop, but I decided to go this route because the chicken one was giving me a little bit of trouble. But nonetheless, it serves a purpose where you go into this building and this is your shop. At some point, I was running into a problem. I did create the shop, but the player position was not being tracked, so I couldn't open the shop. So I told the AI, seems like the player position is not being checked, and the AI says, you're right, it created a debug and it basically fixed it for me. Sometimes it doesn't fix it. As a matter of fact, I had to play a little bit around with the AI because I told it player is in the shop area. It is a true statement because I was getting inside my terminal right here and inside the game. So if I were to go right here on the chat inside the game, you can see that I can manually check because the AI created that command. So I can actually check if my position is true. So I did tell the AI, hey, look, my position is true. Why is the shop not opening? It created this for me to see if the shop was a problem or the actual key detection was a problem. So in this case, I could manually open the shop. So I identified the problem was a key detection, and I told the AI find the issue with the key detection, and it implemented key detection in the game. So now I can actually walk in and it is detecting the F key and it opens a shop in the area that I wanted to open. All right, so the next step right here that I did was basically create an inventory. So I have an inventory working, press I. I'm going to teach you how I did that, and I did run into some problems, so this is good for the tutorial. So right here, I said create an inventory by pressing I, and then I ran into a problem where the inventory was actually misfunctioning because it was interfering with the shop UI. And I kept saying shop access is being granted. I could see right here that the shop access was being granted, so it was reading, but it was not showing me the UI. So at some point, the AI identified that it was some type of interference between the shop UI and the inventory UI, and it ended up fixing it. So a lot of the times you have to go through this rigorous process, especially if you are just a vibe coder like me. Like, you have to go through this process. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so in this section, I'm going to teach you how to actually implement an economy, right? And also add some buttons to buy items and go to your inventory. So this is what I did. Let me show you visually how this looks. And this was pretty tough. It took me a little bit. I was arguing back and forth with the AI to get this fixed, but I got it fixed. So right now I have 10,000 coins. So I told the AI to give the player 10,000 coins. I told the AI to also implement a buy button, and the buy button wasn't working for a while, but now everything works. So if I buy a fishing rod, it will go down, my coins will go down. If I buy worm, it will go down, etc., etc. Now let me show you the actual commands. Right here I went, let's create a simple coin economy to buy items from the shop. Load player with 10,000 coins from the start and create a UI that represents coins owned by the player. So I was getting this issue at this point. At some point, I was able to buy stuff from the chat, so chat commands, but I couldn't buy on click. So it was a long process of telling the AI, hey, look, it's not working, it's not working, it's not working. So finally, right here, the AI basically told me, in browser console, check the messages and tell me what the messages are saying. So I went to my browser console, I basically went F12, got this error right here. It says, on card reference, buy item is not defined at HTML button element. So the element is there, like the button is there. Couldn't find the item that I was buying. So I pasted that inside right here. So I pasted the mistake, the error, boom, and it basically changed to this code right here. So very nice, it changed it. I'm not really sure what all this means, but that's how it is. When you're vibe coding, you kind of have to like argue back and forth with the AI until it gives you what you want. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the final segment of my little game that I created. So as you can see right here, if I press I can actually equip right now the fishing rod. Perfect. And also I can go to the water right here and fish. You can see on the left side on top of me, your cast line is starting to fish. Perfect. And in just a little bit, I will get a fish. There you go. And now I have it in my inventory. So that is the last part I'm going to teach you. I'm going to show you how I did that. So I told the AI, let's create a fishing spot, a coordinate-based spot. So I gave them the coordinates in a square of where I want the fishing spots to be. So right now, this fishing spot is this corner with this corner with this corner and this corner. So all you have to tell it is these coordinates right here. Like I shown you before, you can find it on the right side right here on the preview position. So you just hover your mouse over this and you'll get the position. So I declare this square right here as my fishing spot. Then the next thing I did is, if I wanted to fish in the game, how would that code work? Please explain, do not implement it. So right here is going to kind of teach you how the implementation should work of a fishing game. Boom, boom, boom. It explain. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So the AI actually went ahead, not only created the fishing spot, it also created the fishing mechanics. So right here, it created the whole fishing mechanic. And it says right here, fishing mechanic, player must be in fishing area. Players must have fishing rod equipped. Player must have warm bait in their inventory. Fishing takes 3 to 8 seconds. Different fish types, 40% to catch a fish, 30% salmon, 20%. All of that was basically the AI. So the problem is that at the beginning, it created a command-based fishing game. And that was a problem. That's a problem. So I told the AI, hey, transfer all the fishing code that you made as a chat into a function. So I created a function that allowed me to use my mouse and keyboard to be able to do the fishing mechanic. So at some point I had to tell it, I want to fish with the left mouse click. So it created that. And, you know, with the back and forth, I was able to get it to work. So basically, if I click left mouse, that is how I fish instead of using the chat that it initially gave me. So that is pretty much it. That is pretty much it. That is basically the game right now. You can go buy some fishing rod right here, like I showed you at the beginning. Perfect. Go to F, open it, boom, boom, boom. We created an economy. We also created an inventory. If we go inventory, boom. We also told it to allow me to equip some of my inventory items, and we're creating a fishing spot, and we also creating a fishing mechanic. So that is all, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys have any question, I highly suggest you guys go to the Hytopia Discord. There's a lot of coders, vibe coders out there. There's also the team that will help you. At the beginning, it's going to be a little bit hard to vibe code all of this. I would go for something much simpler. I think this is actually intermediate, to be honest, for a vibe coder. So yeah, I only been doing this for about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. So yeah, I'm learning along the way. A lot of the things I don't even understand what is happening, but I think a lot of you that have a little bit of experience can actually get through this much quicker. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next video, next stream. I'm definitely going to do more tutorials on this game, on this platform, and the next tutorials are gonna be with more knowledge, and I can walk you through the code exactly because I am learning a lot along the way. I'll see you guys next video. Peace.